Caring is about the relationship between the self and how we relate to the world around us. I care deeply about is truth. I prefer sometimes to use the term certainty over truth because it leaves us open to the possibility that we could be wrong, that we live and should be living with the possibility always that we're wrong. In philosophy, we call this the principle of fallibilism. We're fallible because we're humans, and we must always be open to the very certain possibility that we could be fallible, that we could be wrong. That does not mean, however, that we shouldn't pursue certainty, and in every aspect of our lives. The other thing I care about is the quality of things, and not just, and I use the word things, but I also am referring to the quality of everything, the quality of relationships, the quality of the food I eat, the wine that I drink. And this isn't about snobbery. We're trending toward the surface of things, where we lose the quality of what it is we're consuming, the books that we read, the news that we read. And I am of the mind that in order for us to regain a sense of quality, we have to be able to teach ourselves, and we have to grow up in environments where our parents and others help us make distinctions, differentiations. And if early in life, this begins with the most fundamental things, the differentiations between hot and cold, now and later, here and there, temporality and spatiality. And very gradually, we gain increasing abilities to make distinctions and differentiations. They develop into tastes and the capacity for distinction. And once we're able to make clear differentiations in the world, we can also then assign qualities. Now this ultimately will lead to how we understand our environment, the environments that we live in, our physical spaces, our social spaces. Because if we can't make distinctions between good environments and bad environments, good air and bad air, good water and bad water, then we'll never be able to assign qualities to things. One of the things I care deeply about is encouraging habits of mind which lead to curiosity. Curiosity about everything, about the environment, about relationships. Because in the absence of curiosity, there's no ability to pursue the quality of things or to begin to assign significance or to even have the feeling or capacity to know what's significant in the world and what is not significant in the world. And it's difficult, perhaps increasingly difficult, for us to see the world as significant. And by that I mean the capacity to make connections to the world around us, to communities, to groups of people larger than ourselves, through which we then can begin to imagine the possibility of social movements that could maybe save the planet. The other thing I care deeply about is intimacy. I think we live in a world where everything has been privatized and marketized, so that it's difficult for us to find and maintain intimate relationships with people. I believe that we must begin to understand the relationship between caring and concern. The famous psychoanalyst and pediatrician D.W. Winnicott, when he was writing about child development, he talked about a stage of concern. This is when we, in our relationship to our parents, imagine that the parent is a person with their own needs and desires, and we should be concerned about that. So in my mind, there's an absolute relationship between caring and concern. If we care about the environment that we live in, if we belong to something larger than ourselves, communities, neighborhoods, we will also have concern for them. Concern, in my mind, is the practical side of caring. It is the praxis, the activity that expresses care.